Man, you think Floyd's afraid of a fence? I ain't afraid of no fence. Alright, so behind me you see some posts, and for these posts our plans are we've already started setting up our fencing for the pigs to be moved. So this area is going to become our orchard area and eventually food forest. And so what we've done is we have taken T-posts at the corners and some of these step-in plastic posts, and we're going to run the poly wire through these insulators, and we have, I don't know if you can see way back there in the corner, we have I believe it's a 3-mile Zariba or Zariba or whatever it is. It is a 3-mile solar fence charger, and so we are planning on, this is our first time doing electric, and not our first time doing the electric slide, only our first time doing the electric fence. But what you may not know, if you've seen on our Instagram, we had a lot of rain in the past about a week. I mean, to the point where it just downpours for full days at a time, and one of the pigs actually ended up drowning in the garden. And so what we're trying to avoid is keeping them in an area too long to where they create muck and mud and holes and stuff, which causes the holes, and which can cause danger for them. But this area is grass. We have some wood chips here behind me, and the plan is to let the pigs just do their thing in here. Probably won't take much more than a week and a half, and the pigs will have this area all turned up, all the grass torn up, and we can start planting some trees in here, getting ready for the next couple years of fruit. So come along with us, and we are going to set up this electric fence. So what I have here is, this is our charger we're going to use. We're going to give it a go. Like I said, this is the first one. We've had it charging for probably about, they said 3 days, but because of all the nasty weather and being overcast, it's definitely been charging for about a week. So it's good. I've checked it. Under here is the on switch, and if you can see this on camera, it's lighting up right here, and I can hear it clicking, and no matter how many times I ask, Keaton won't touch across the probes here. So we're gonna go ahead and set this thing up. We're starting with the bottom rung, which is about 5 inches off the ground, and we're gonna run this all the way around. We have our charger over there in that corner, and once we get everything run, all the wire run, we will electrify the whole fence. So this is poly wire from Tractor Supply Company, and we'll see, this is the power wire, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's supposed to have 20 times the power. I doubt it'll have 20 times the power, but we will soon find out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button down below, and if you want to keep up to date with everything we're doing, ding that little bell at the bottom. Alright, let's get back into it. Just to show you guys what kind of insulators we're using, are these type here, where this clips around the T-post, and then we put the wire through here, and it's held in place with this guy here, which just pushes through the top, just like that. So that's what we're using, all on the T-post, and then these push-in stakes just have the hooks that are preset on them. So we're doing 5 inches, 10 inches, 18 inches. For American guinea hogs at their size, this is the size that we need. We need them to, what they say is, you need them to feel it on their nose. Let me show you what I did down here. Down here I just wrapped these two. It says a continuous piece, and so I just wrapped it here to here. And what we're going to do down here is we're going to put one of these fence tighteners on. I was supposed to put these on all 3 of them, but did not, so we're going to have to do that. So we'll give that a try. The way you're supposed to work is you slide it through one end, through this, and out the other end. through here. Yep. And so the goal is to slide this through, and after I tie this off to the fence here, we can tighten it up at any time, so if it slacks on us, we can tie it off at a later date. So now, in theory, I should be able to take this, and it works. So what the idea is, you should actually have one on each one. Ours are all connected. It is actually pulling them all tight a little bit. It would be better if I had one on each one. If you look at how this stuff works, you can see the metal wires, the stainless steel wire that's wrapped through this. This is like a plastic, it's a plasticky kind of rope that it's wrapped around, and this is bigger than the normal poly wire. That's why they call it the power wire. So I have a 6-foot copper ground rod here, and the instructions say to put it within, I think it's a few feet of your box, and then we have a clamp. We're going to clamp to the top. So the electricity has to have a beginning and an end. Okay, and so the beginning in this case is our fence charger right here. It's being charged by the sun through the solar panel up here, and then this is your power. This is where it begins, and then this is the end right here. This is where it comes back, and this is the ground. And so what we do is the ground out here around the pen is actually going to be the ground, and that will be connected through this, through a wire up to here, up to, in this case, it's a grain ground post, which just screws on with your hand. And then we will connect a wire from here down to any of the poly wires, since they're all connected, and that will be the beginning of our circuit. So we will have an open circuit at all times. And what happens with the pigs are, they're standing on the ground, especially if their hooves are a little wet, it'll help even more. And they're standing on the ground, so they're standing on the ground, their nose or body touches any part of this fence, and they make it a short circuit into a complete circuit. And so whatever's standing on the ground and touches the fence, like in me in this case, I would be completing a circuit. It would be a short circuit until I touch it. That's the way it's supposed to work, and so hopefully it works. So let me go ahead and pound this thing in. I'm going to use this ground clamp, and I'm going to clamp to the post. So all we're doing is inserting this into our ground clamp and tightening her down. And so now our charger should be grounded, and our next goal is to move up to the other one here, and I'm going to use this red wire for that. And this is important to remember. Volts and amps are very different things and very important things. Although they're both an electrical circuit, volts hurt, but they don't kill. Amps are what kill. You're talking several thousand volts here. I think we need 2,000 to 4,000 for pigs, and this will definitely have more than that. But you're going to have milliamps, which is way less than 1 amp. Your wall in your house has 120 volts, so significantly less voltage, but it has 10 amps. That'll kill you. That'll kill you in a heartbeat. And so amperage is way more deadly than voltage. This is just like a taser. Been tased before as a police officer, and that's several tens of thousands of volts, but very small amperage. So the plan for the hot wire here is to use one of these clamps, and this will just pinch the wire. It's made for high tension or high tensile, but I think this will be just fine. We just have to make sure that our poly wire, the wire here, has a connection with the copper on our wire here. Alright, that should do it. We should have an electric fence now. Alright, so welcome back. For you it was only a couple seconds, but for us it was all night, as you can tell by the sunlight. So we weren't sure, I don't know what was going on last night, but we went this morning, we got the proper voltmeter, and we're getting between 5,000 and 7,000 volts every time, which for pigs we need 2,000 to 4,000, so that's plenty. I'll show you guys how I check it, just in case something you've never done before. put your ground probe in the ground, and then for this tester, you just hook around here, and we watch, and we're getting a full 7,000 volts right now. And so basically with this tester, it's very simple. All it does is every time the fence spikes, it goes all the way up, showing me with LEDs, and we're hitting there. And because we have a continuous fence, check the bottom, and getting 7,000 on the bottom. And so the other thing I did too, we were using, let me see if I can show you, we were using this style of connector, and I wasn't real confident, and being I used to do electrical and electronics and stuff, I wasn't real confident with the connection on this. So this connection here is for poly rope, but it definitely works good because it basically takes the wire and just kidding, and smashes the wire and the poly wire together. This is the best connection I could find at Tractor Supply this morning. So tried this, and now that everything's good, I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and move the pigs in. So let's see how this goes. And I don't even think it's a bad idea if we get Floyd to help us, since we haven't seen Floyd in a while. Floyd for president! Let's go move these pigs! Ding ding in the ring! These pigs haven't been fence trained, so now it's time to get them fence trained. They're gonna have to touch their noses to this fence so they learn what it's all about, just like I do. I like to touch my nose to a fence every single night before I go to bed, just to make sure I know what's up. Man, you think Floyd's afraid of a fence? I ain't afraid of no fence. Okay, so it's been a few days, and as you could see, it did not work the way we thought it was. We did not think it did not work the way we thought it would work. We'd heard all this before, but we sort of wanted to test it, I guess, learn from your experiences. But we figured out that the pig's skin is not overly sensitive to the electric wire. It's mainly their nose that's very sensitive to it, and they need to learn, and they need to be fence trained ultimately before you put them on the fence that's got no hard fencing. We knew that, but we figured we'd give it a try, and we learned, and it didn't work. And so I set up a temporary spot in there inside where they're at now, and just so they could feel it. And they've definitely, several of them have gotten hit from it, and they have I've noticed that now they go around it instead of going up to it. At first they were just walking on it and everything, but as soon as we energized it, they took the hit, and they haven't been messing with it. Also, what we did today is we picked up a 5-mile plug-in, the 120 volt, 110 volt charger, just in case we want to swap that one out for this one. We had in Georgia here, we have had nothing but rain and nothing but cloudy days, and what I get concerned about is that the charger is going to stop because it's not going to be charging properly because the sun is practically never out right now. So we have that for backup, and this is a 0.07 joule, that is a 0.1 joule, so that's even stronger. I just checked this at every edge, and this one is hitting at about 5,000 to 7,000 volts. So should be good. Lauren's got the little one, and so we're gonna see if we can put them in here and test it and see what they do. So let's check it out. So as you can see, we've finally got the pigs in this area. The big ones for sure are fence trained. The little one, I think the issue with her, and it's not going to cure it by her just being in here by herself, so I think when they're all here together it's not as much of an issue. But the little one, her nose can so easily go under the 4-inch strand at the bottom that I think it doesn't phase them when it touches their skin. But now that they're all in there, it seems that you're fine. If you take a look, they're chowing that grass, and so this is what it looks like now. We have a big pile of wood chips here, and so we're going to give them a week or so, see how they do in here, and see how much they till it up. It's only been a couple hours, and what used to just be some lawn in here, they've already they chew the grass off the top, and they root up all the dirt below it. So they're doing a pretty decent job, and they seem to be not wanting to escape. So that's working out pretty well so far. Hope you guys will please keep up with us on this adventure of pig gardening and pig tilling and permaculture pigs, whatever you want to call it. Please stick with us. Eventually, once we get this all cleared, we're going to start planting our fruit trees in here and start the beginnings of our orchard inside this area. And so that's the goal, is for these pigs to get the land and get the dirt ready for our orchard. If you like the video and you want to learn more about pigs, chickens, goats, and such, please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. If you have any suggestions, give us a comment down below. Thanks. We'll see you next time.